Hello everybody and welcome to episode 69 of Purchase Pickups and Garbage Games. I'm going to combine them because this is obviously a very special episode and it's going to be a long one. So hold on your butts, here we go. Alright, there is a lot of stuff. I'm going to start with the garbage games first just because they're not that interesting. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. First up, these are not in any order or in the order that I found them, but just gonna go kind of quick here. Grand Theft Auto 4 for PS3, which is okay, I guess. Little Big Planet, the first one. God of War 3. This probably, actually I don't believe that. Not that it's good. Assassin's Creed 3. To save a little bit of time, a whole bunch of sports games. You can pause and look at those if you really care, but nothing really that good there. I can drop stuff. Grand Theft Auto 3, which is a decent one. This is really funny because it's actually, I found 2 copies of Mag. Now this should probably have stayed in the garbage because this game is completely useless, but cases are always good, and maybe someone needs it for a complete set. People are still doing that. And the one cool find from the garbage is Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, which is cool. This one actually goes for a little bit more money than what you would think. So check it out. I also found 2 systems in the garbage. So I found an Xbox 360. Which does work. It didn't have any games with it, or cords or controllers or anything like that. But thankfully, thanks to my garbage picking, I got lots of extras, so not a big deal. These things don't carry a whole lot of value, but it's cool to have. Maybe somebody will need it in the future. I've handed a couple of those off to a couple of friends who've needed them in the past, and this is the craziest find. I probably should save this till last, but we're gonna get out of the way. If you've been watching my YouTube channel, you already know what this is. But I found a Wii U in the garbage, which is hard to believe. Now this is all nice and cleaned up and looking great in my opinion. There's the console and everything. I did a whole episode about cleaning this and testing it and make sure it worked. And it does, and it's working really well. So couldn't believe it. Now the story behind that is, thankfully I was the one to get the call to pick up at the specific location. This is going to be really noisy. So thankfully I was the one to pick up at that specific location, and when I opened the doors to dump my load out of it, there was a PS5 box sitting there. So clearly they had gotten a PS5, whoever was getting rid of this stuff, and so I thought I was going to keep that. I'm like, the PS5 box, that's cool. I could pretend I have one. And then I opened that's 2 doors that kind of open one at a time. And I opened the other door, and there was a Wii U box sitting there. Now, Wii U boxes aren't that uncommon. We see those pretty regularly. But then I went to pull it out just to have a look, and sure enough, there was a whole system inside. It was completely filthy and very gross. So did the episode where I cleaned and tested it, and thankfully it worked, and it actually came with a copy of Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. So that was very cool. I don't need another Wii U. I think I already have one, but I think I'm going to keep it as a spare. Like I said in the other video, I think the people who have them are going to keep them. And there's obviously not going to be any more made of them. So I'm going to keep it as the spare. And then the one Xbox 360 game I found in the garbage was Call of Duty World at War, which would have been great to find when I was trying to complete that Call of Duty collection. But it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to show off 3 toys. I don't really do toys on the channel, but I think they're kind of cool, and I want to show them off. First off, I picked up another turtle van. I find these at the dollar store, and they're just too cool to pass up. My kids are kind of getting into turtles now, so I thought I would grab it. And the last 2 here are, I found a bat plane. So I'm not going for like all the crazy Hot Wheels stuff. I'm just kind of going for like pop culture-y type things. So bat plane, and of course this one is the one that I changed my mind of. This is the Mars Perseverance rover. They just landed this thing on Mars, so I think it was really cool that they made a Hot Wheel for it, which is the only reason I grabbed it. Never had anything like that in the past, so I think I would give it a shot. Anyways, I think it's really, really cool. Okay, I'm gonna move on to, I had one Facebook deal for a whole month, I think. It's been a while. Obviously my last pickup video was filmed before things, so everything's kind of getting spaced out. I'm slowly catching up now. That's why this episode's gonna be long. I did a Facebook deal. Cartridge Club, which I'm a part of, is doing having a Turtles month where you play as many Turtles games as you can, or focus on 3 specific. I've been meaning to kind of flesh out my Turtles collection of games, so I saw this one on Facebook for $5, so I went ahead and grabbed it. So it's Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I really like the show. Almost better than the original. I could get shot for saying that, but it is a really good show. So this was $5. Like I said, my kids are kind of getting into Turtles, so I want them to kind of go into this. And so when I messaged the seller, she was like, "Oh, enjoy," and I'm just like, "Oh, I will," and like my son will too. So I went to pick it up. She was like, "Oh, I threw another game in for your son." I was like, "Oh, thank you. You didn't have to do that," but she threw in Lego Batman, which I didn't need, but I really appreciate the gesture. I know that she'll never see this, but thank you. All right. Now what should I do? Value Village, or I'm gonna do Value Village because it's been a pretty crazy week for Value Village stuff. Or no, I shouldn't say week, but a while. First up, okay. Again, I've been making this kind of a habit, and I haven't been meaning to. It's just kind of worked out that way. So I'm gonna show some DVDs. Not that anyone cares. I found season 1 of the original Batman show with Adam West. I think the show is hilarious. It's cheesy, it's campy, but it's got a charm to it that I like. So I figured I would grab it, and that was, you see that? I don't know. There you go, $7.99. So not a terrible price for a whole season. The next 2 were pretty good. One of the Value Villages in my area has decided to not price Blu-rays and DVDs separately. So normally like Blu-rays are like $6-7, and then DVDs are $4. And so this Value Village just decided DVDs and Blu-rays are all $4 regardless of what's in them. So I got really lucky, and I found the original Star Wars trilogy on Blu-ray, which is it's in a nice slipcover. Can't see that. Slipcover and everything. All the discs are there on Blu-ray and DVD, which is very cool. I have the demastered editions on digital, but I don't have them physically, so I kind of wanted to get that. And next up is 2 more 3D Blu-rays, just for Top Spot. I got Tangled 3D Blu-ray. I already have this, but I've kind of made it a point to, like, if I ever see 3D Blu-rays, just to get them, especially if they're cheap, because I think obviously it's a dying media and we need more of it. So I will get them, and then even if people need them later, I'll have some to trade and or give to people if they need them or want them. And then of course, this is a double from last episode. I got another copy of Lion King 3D. Both of these were $4 each, so I couldn't pass that up. All right, next up, another thing I'm not trying to pass up too often are Wii component cables. These were $4, which I think is pretty good. Wii has an HDMI option, and obviously Wii U you can play Wii games, but a lot of people have the Wii still. So I figured $4, even in a couple years, who knows, these things could be uncommon. Like, think about how many component cables are uncommon these days. So I'll move this over so we got a little bit more room. All right, next up, I found a PS4 media. Goodness, I found a PS4 media remote for $5. It was funny because I went into the store at open. I happened to have a bit of downtime right when they were about to open. So I swung in there, and immediately I could see there were 2 sharks in there. I mean, you could consider me a bit of a shark, but I buy stuff because I also want it. So they went through and like immediately like they split up, and one went to the games and one went to the back. And so I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get anything here because these guys know what they're looking for. But I got a couple things past them. So one being those component cables and this media remote, which is really awesome. I'm so pleased to have this. I don't have to explain to my kids which button to press, or my wife, and they can just pick up a remote and push a button and everything works. So that's been really good. Alright, a couple more games here. I found this at the same time I found those Blu-rays, the same value village. Wii Sports for $2.99. You never pass up Wii Sports, especially if it's cheap. Another copy of Guitar Hero 2, because you can't have too many. And these two are a bit strange. You guys are going to look at me funny. I'll show this one first. I bought Lips for Xbox 360 because I have the wireless microphones for this game. And I either want to try the game out or I want to sell it. So I have the microphones, like I said, so I at least can bundle it up together and make a little bit extra on it, but that's why I got that. This was interesting because I find a lot of like the I want to say cheaper or like tie-in games, like the Disney games or show games like NCIS, CSI, that kind of stuff. Those games are not very popular or common. So I saw one that looked a little bit interesting, and it's Deadliest Catch, Alaskan Storm, for $4. Again, not super common of a game, and definitely goes for more than $4. So unsure what I want to do with that, if I want to start hoarding these games for the future or to actually play. I don't know yet. I picked up a sealed Wii game at the same time. It is Hot Wheels Track Attack. It's got the old Target clearance sticker on there. Anyways, you can see that $6. Sealed. I buy pretty much any sealed game because again, there's going to be those crazy collectors in the future, and Wii I think is popular, but think like where the GameCube is at now, like Wii's next. So that's why I'm getting that. And this one is really cool. It goes for more than I paid, obviously. God of War Saga. So this has God of War 1, 2, and 3 all in HD collection, which is really nice. It also has a download code for the PSP games, so Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. So, but it's a download code, so iffy if they'll work or not. But you can also get the Origins collection for PS3, which has those two games on it. That's the way to go if you want them both physically. So this is a great collection. Get it if you don't have it. All right, a couple more PS4 or Ps3 Fines. I found this literally today for $2.99. Another PlayStation Move controller, which is pretty good. It's got like a little keyboard cover in there with it. I don't know what that is, but for $2.99, I'm gonna grab that all day. Great reseller or great seller. I'm gonna hold on to it till I find a second one that I can pair them up. That's the plan. I also found, now this is a first for me. I went to a Value Village in another town or city, I should say, and they had a lot of PS4 stuff, including a PSVR Model 1. I didn't see a camera, but it could have been in there. But they didn't have remotes like the Move controllers, and they wanted $100 for it. I was very tempted, but I ended up leaving it just because it's a bit of a risk. So I looked through like all their electronic baggies and everything like that, and I found two PlayStation 4 controllers, a white one and a clear one. The clear one I gave to my friend Derek from our Not So Special podcast. He wanted a clear one, so I moved it on with him. So this is actually mine. I'm just using it to show you. But yeah, and they were $15 each. I've never seen PS4 controllers, and they're both in really good shape. The clear one was actually the Model 2 controller that has the light across the top as well, very thin. So who knows, man? I don't know. Someone was just getting rid of stuff. I didn't see a PS4 or any games for it, so maybe there was just odds and ends found somewhere. Okay, a couple more things here. I'm going to move on to retail, which I think is a bit of an interesting step. There's been a lot of sales lately on retail stuff, so that's what I wanted to show you guys what I'm finding. This was at Walmart. I've seen this a couple times. I actually bought this for a friend for a Secret Santa, but since then I haven't seen it, and I went to a Walmart the other day and they had one, so I grabbed it. It's $15 and it's called Helmut the Badass from Hell. It's kind of like a roguelike dungeon crawler. I don't see this game being very popular. A lot of these budget titles just kind of come and go, so that's why I grabbed that one. There's a lot of like really cheap games, but this one actually looks like it could be good, so for 15 I grabbed it. I'll play around with it. Okay, on to the retail stuff. Microplates had some really good deals. I went in there to actually get a game resurface, which they couldn't do, unfortunately. But I went through a couple of their DS and 3DS stuff, and I found some 3DS stuff that I think is pretty good. First up is Fire Emblem Warriors. Now this is only for the new 3DS, the one with the little nub stick on the right hand side. I know this came out on Switch, but it's Fire Emblem, and it was only maybe $12.99. So I grabbed it because it says Fire Emblem on it. Now I've made a new rule for myself. If I see any Pokemon game for $20 or less, I'm gonna buy it. So of course I walk into Microplay and they've got Pokemon games for $20. So I picked them up. First one being Pokemon Sun. I know they have Ultra Sun now, but it's still Sun, it's still a Pokemon game, so $20 I grabbed it. Not really into Pokemon, but the way Pokemon's going right now, these could be worth something in the future, so we'll see. It's a small amount to invest in, and we'll see what happens. Now, along with that, they had a Pokemon Moon hanging out in the glass case, so I grabbed that as well, and it was $1 cheaper, only $18.99. Now, I'm a complete in box kind of guy. Again, being in the garbage collection, I have a Moon case loose, so I was able to put those together, which is nice. So there we go, complete copy of Pokemon Moon. Save it for later. All right, these ones are cool. Best Buy in Canada had a VR sale, they want to tell it, so there's a lot of VR stuff coming up. So these two games were $10 each. They had another one there for $10, but I already had it, so I didn't go for it. But the first one here being Bravo Team for the PS4 for $10. Couldn't pass it up. VR stuff is again not super common and also not usually very cheap, so you buy the deals when you get them. The next one is Until Dawn, A Rush of Blood. Now, PS Plus, I think, gave this away for free at some point. I have PS Plus, but I don't know if I'm going to have it forever. So, for a $10 investment, I have it physically. And this is like an on-rails shooter, which is pretty cool. Horror, on-rails horror shooter. It's a little bit freaky. And I went to EB Games because I heard they had this game on sale. Actually, I heard it was on sale on Amazon first. But by the time I saw the link and I clicked on it, it sold out. But thankfully, my friend Derek told me, hey, they have it at EB Games. So I went there and grabbed it. And it is Dreams for PS4. Now, this also has a VR component to it, so you can play games in VR. If you don't know, this is by the makers of Little Big Planet. And it's basically a game design engine game. You can make whatever you want as long as you're willing to put in the time and effort. You can share resources and everything like that. So I'm not a game designer. I have no desire to be a game designer, but I got this purely to play what other people can make out of it. So that's cool for $10. And then I also picked up this one just because of the studio, mostly. I'm interested in playing it. I've heard good things, but most of the studio. Now, Everybody's Golf VR. I picked this up. They had it down to $20, which isn't the best, but it's also half of what it usually is. I got it's the $20 new, but obviously not sealed. They put their little sticker on it. This is the last one in the store, but whatever. I'm gonna play it anyway. So some people are really worried about that, but don't really care. If it's a game I want to keep for a while, then sure, I want it sealed. Or if I'm going to give it to somebody, then I want it sealed. But if it's for myself, I don't really care. Again, heard good things about this, so I from my friend Bill at STC Pod, he's recommended it to me. It does not have online multiplayer, which is the one downside to it. I wish it would. And I mostly got it because it's from, I don't know if this is going to come through on camera, if you can see that studio. It's by Japan Studio, which recently got folded, so I don't think this game's going to get any more updates, so I jumped on it. Either way, not a big deal. Alright, a couple more things here. My friend Derek, while he was at EB telling me that these things were, or Dreams was there for $10, they were having a clearance sale on NES Classic controllers, wireless NES Classic controllers, which are here. This is just the Biogenic, so it's like the GameStop or EB Games brand. If you can see the price on there, they dropped these things down to $1. So, of course. So he asked me if I wanted any, I said sure, so he got me 2. I already opened one. It's pretty cool. It takes 2 AAA batteries, I think. 2 AAAs. It's got a little wireless receiver that you plug into your NES Classic. It's got 2 buttons on the side. They're a little bit offset. It's not like straight across like the originals. Start and select, and there's a mode button at the top, so you turn the controller on and off. D-pad is pretty good. It's a little bit higher than the original NES one, or even the NES Classic one, but it's got a good clickiness to it, and the wirelessness is just so nice because those cords on the one that came with the console are so short. It's like not even, like it's like a foot long, not even. So now we can have the console across the room and still have some freedom. And then Derek also got me a game. Well, he didn't get it for me. He got it for himself and asked me if I wanted it at cost. Of course, I'm gonna say yes. It's a bit of an uncommon game, if you want to say that, or at least one that's going up in value. Disaster Report 4 for PS4. Again, wanted it because it's got VR support. This came out on Switch, I believe, maybe Xbox One. I couldn't be sure. But PS4 is definitely the one to have purely for VR. So again, he let me have this at cost. Thank you very much, Derek. Very much appreciated. Anyone I mentioned, by the way, will be down. Links will be down in the description, or I'll put cards up somewhere. Go check him out. Derek's not a huge YouTuber, but he's got some content, so go check him out. Oh yeah, 2 more things I forgot that I got from Value Village yesterday, I want to say. Yesterday. Obviously, you guys know I pick up Guitar Hero stuff all the time. So I went there the other day, and they had a Rock Band guitar for 360. Now, PS3 stuff is a little iffy sometimes because you gotta have the dongle or the receiver to go with it. 360 stuff is nice because it's got the cord, so you can just plug it right in. You can see the price on that. It's upside down, but it was $7, $6.99. So I picked it up, which is really, really nice. Now, here's the kicker. While I was looking at that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but while I was looking at that, I went through like their big bulky items section, and I saw this, and it was cheaper than the guitar, but I was like, am I going to have space for it? Am I going to have a room for it? What am I going to do with this? And it's also worth a lot of money. So I took a chance and I bought it. If this is going to work. I got the drum set for, I think that's Band Hero or Guitar Hero. I couldn't tell you the difference. A little dusty from sitting around and also being in my work truck for most of the day after I bought it. The price on that was, I don't know if you can read that, but it is $5.99, so super cheap. I'm gonna put this down. The cool thing is it came with the original pedal, which again isn't the most common thing to find. A lot of the times you're gonna find the Rock Band pedals more often than the Guitar Hero pedal. They're all interchangeable, I believe, so it doesn't really matter, but haven't seen that. I have some Rock Band sticks around somewhere, and I'm kind of, I've been wanting to find a set of drums to play with. So now I got one for cheap, because if you look at those things up on eBay, they're going for hundreds of dollars. So that's why I grabbed that. Not that I have to explain it, but you gotta understand. So I got some stuff here to flip, some stuff to keep, some stuff to save. So I don't know what to do with all this stuff. I gotta find room for it. Look at all this. I don't have room for this. One day I'll slow down, maybe. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching and hanging out this whole time. If you did, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite thing was, or if I got ripped off on those Pokemon games. I could see it being either going 50-50 on that one. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.